end of this tutorial, you should be able to create characters like this in Blender using just PNG files, that is image files. So let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome to 2 and 3D. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be creating character and animating it in Blender, 2D character. So I'm just going to do this like this would be like a beginner kind of thing. So the first thing you need to do is to go to blender.org. Okay, so now you downloaded the latest version of Blender. I think it's like Blender 4.2, something like that. Download the latest version, and then after downloading, you run through the installation process and whatever, and then it's just like 300 MB or something like that. So for Windows or for Mac, whatever you want. So after that, you open up Blender. So when you open up Blender, you get this splash screen. So all you just need to do is just click out of it and you have a file. So one thing this video is going to cover for now, at least this is the first part. All I'm going to be doing is teaching you the basics, so you'll be able to pan around. So if you want to move around, all you need to, like, you want to pan around, you use this. You come to this ball here, so you could move the X or move around like this and whatever. And I recommend that you use a mouse. So with a mouse, you could use the middle button. You click the middle button and you'll be able to pan around just like that. I don't use that because I'm not comfortable with that. So you could just use this to pan around. Alternatively, not really alternatively, but one way you could go into front view, side view, and whatever, you use 1. When you press 1, you go into like a full y-axis view, like you be on like the front. So if you press 3, it will flip to the right. And I know it's not making sense right now, but if you have the character, you'll be able to see how it's flipping around. So you use 7 and you go up, you use 9 and you flip it to the opposite direction. So these are just the basic keys you need to know. Eventually, you might need to learn some of the shortcuts that comes with Blender, and honestly, if you do that, it will really help you in this journey. So if you want to delete everything here, if you want to select everything, you use A. So when you press A, you select everything here. And if you want to delete, you use X. So delete, and then you see delete here, and then you delete. Alternatively, you could use your delete keys and it will just delete it without prompting anything. So that's something. And what else am I missing? Okay, if you want to move stuffs around, you could select it, and then you press G. G will grab, and then boom, you move around. The same thing with every asset here, every mesh or whatever, anything you can move around with G. So you press G, you move around, and then when you want it in this position, then you click, boom, you drop it. So these are some of the things you need to know. And then one thing again, you need to, okay, let me just go through these panels and just be introducing you to some of these UI elements. So this is just the grabber or whatever the selection tool. So with this, when you select this now, you could drag and select like everything around this place like this. So the selection tool, and then this is for moving the cursor. So this is the cursor. This point here, this cross eye kind of thing is the cursor. So if you select this, you can move it all around the panel. So that's one thing. And then here, this is a move tool. So you select this, and then you select this, you could just click and hold, and you could move your object around. This is the rotation tool. So with this, you can rotate the object around. And I'm trying to, because this would be like a 2D thing. So that's why I'm not going into like moving around, so that you'll be able to see. You don't have to worry about all these. Just press 1 and then you go into front view here, and then, because this is basically what I'm going to be teaching you, because it's 2D that we're dealing with. So ignore the y-axis and whatever, all these other axis things. So okay, so this is rotation, this is scale. So with this, you could select this point, and you could scale it on that axis. So if I'm selecting here, I'm scaling it on the x-axis. So you see it's scaling on the x-axis. Here with z-axis. So you scale like that. And I'm going to teach you the shortcut for some of these. So this is the transform tool. So this includes the rotation and the move. So you could select this and move around, or you could rotate. So this is a transform. And annotation and whatever. Annotation is just for writing stuff, just stuff that you will eventually, it doesn't render. So whatever you write here it doesn't really matter as much. Just ignore that. I don't need to worry. You don't need to worry about most of this. Just ignore that. So one thing that when you select this, you could come here and there are modes. This is object mode. This object mode here, you move things in object mode. But if you come here, you see other modes. So this is the edit mode. With this mode, that's the only way you can manipulate your object. So if I want to move just this point of this box here, what am I going to do? Just select it. Alternatively, not really alternatively, you could come here and select this so that you'll be able to see the point that you have selected. And then you press G and you'll be able to move that point around. Wow, very, very cool. And so this is in edit mode. And so you just note that this is in edit mode, and you have to come out of edit mode when you want to go back into, like when you want to go back, you don't want to be manipulating the object again. So you just go out of it and you go into object mode. Boom. Let me get rid of this annotation. Okay, so if you press C, you should be able to clean the annotation. So let's just get rid of that. I don't want to use undo. Okay, so nice. So there are features in Blender, but what I'm going to be concentrating on in this video is a cutout kind of thing. So it's a cutout kind of animation that we're going to be creating. So we're going to be using images instead of using the inbuilt Blender grease pencil. The inbuilt Blender grease pencil is really, really amazing. So you could use that even in this tutorial alternatively, but I would just say we should stick to I would say you should stick to the image for now, and then we'll come to the Blender, we'll come to using your grease pencil eventually, maybe in the future tutorial. So for now, I think we've covered most of what you need. So now maybe I should just cover some of these shortcuts so that it will really help you. And maybe it's better I activate, there's something I need to activate so that it will help you to be able to know what I'm pressing. Okay, amazing. Now I've been able to add a screencast. So just be watching around here and you'll be able to see all the shortcut keys I'm using. So if you want to select, use A. So in this case, okay, I've selected this. So I'm left clicking this. Now I've selected this. If I want to scale, I use S, and you see I'm scaling. So I don't need to come to this place and try to scale. No, I could scale like this. And if I want to scale on the Z axis, I just need to add Z, and I'll be able to scale on the Z axis. If I want to scale on the X axis, I just need to press X and I'll be able to scale on the X axis. Okay, so X is this red arrow, then Z is this blue arrow. So scale X axis, and you see we can scale on the X axis. S, Z axis, and we can scale on the Z axis. So that's for scale. Now for move, like I covered, G, and you'll be able to move around. Rotate, you use R. When you press R, now you can rotate. You want to lock it and rotate on the Z axis, you could press rotate and Z axis, and it's rotating on the Z axis. You want to rotate on the Y axis, you press rotate and then you rotate on the Y axis. If you want to rotate on the X axis, you press rotate and you lock it on the X axis and you rotate on the X axis. So these are some of the things you just need to know. So if you want to add an object, you use Shift A. So Shift and A, and you'll be able to add stuff like this. You'll be able to add mesh, and I'm coming to that. This is the one that we'll be using because of cutout. So we're going to be using image as plane. And to get image as plane functioning, because on a brand new Blender, you do not have that functionality. So you have to come to edit here. You come to preference. When you select preference, you come to add-on. you see it will display like this. So you now just type in image, and you should see export image as plain, import export image as plain. So now this will be unchecked. Just check it, and after doing that, you will be able to access that option. So come here and then
okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.
You have that
to like,
press Ctrl A,
help us to reach more people.
It's right here.
Help us to reach you with more content like
this in the future. The rest of the shortcut keys I'm going to be covering them while doing this tutorial, but for now at least you know the basics and you know how to install Blender, and you know how to use do basic things in Blender like pan around, like scale. If you want to zoom in, you use your arrow, your middle mouse button, you scroll and back like this and be able to zoom in. Or alternatively, you could use this and zoom in. You could use this to pan around. You could use this to enter camera mode. We do not have a camera. Okay, we do have a camera. So if I select this, we'll be able to enter a camera mode and exit if you press it again. And alternatively, you could use a shortcut key 0. 0 will get you there. Not 0 at the top. Not the one at the top. The one dedicated one on your right. So that's it. So we'll be covering more things. This is just introductory. So thank you for watching. Please give us a like, give us a sub. It will really help us reach more people, and it will also help us to reach you more contents like this in the future. Thank you and bye for now.